Welcome. In this video, we want to show you the power of God as regards to childbirth. Anytime there is a creative miracle, there is a step to each one. Luke 1:37, with God all things are possible. There is always a God side, a man's side to a testimony. The following testimonies highlights these principles. This testimony is not intended to portray any man of God, but what God can do.
My name is Joseph Ogiji. I'm here with my wife, a privileged pastor in this great commission. Before this child came, we had our last baby 2012. And 2 years after, there was an abdominal complication. An issue came up that needed a medical attention. And we went to see a professor of gynecologist. And my wife was, upon investigation, she was diagnosed of ovarian cyst. And the ovarian cyst was operated, but when she was opened up, the professor called me and said, see, there's a problem, that he needed to conduct a whole hysterectomy. The ovarian needed to be removed, and some other things needed to be removed just to enable her live. Hysterectomy, gynecology.
Total
removal of the womb.
That is TAH.
Yes.
Total abdominal hysterectomy.
Yes, sir.
That is, the whole uterus is removed, the cervix is removed. Fallopian tubes are removed, ovaries are removed.
Yes.
That
was
is
exactly
every single thing that makes a woman reproductive. And that was done for what purpose?
Just to enable her live.
To make her live.
Because it was a systemic damage inside of her. And that needed to be carried out just to make her live. Agreed on that. But again, after we forgot completely about having a baby, because that was medically, the doctor told us it cannot work again, and we agreed. I saw the womb and everything removed, so there was nothing like, it was an evidential material to show me that all of this had been done. So we agreed, and it was done. 2, I sent him a text immediately that I needed to see him. I think it was an email that I needed to see him, that I had this conviction, I needed a shift in life. And he obliged me. So I came on the 17th. And when I was coming, I carried along my wife. We came, and Daddy prayed for us, and emptied a total oil on us. And he said something, that anything not working in your life, he was pronouncing it upon my wife, anything not working in your life, from today it shall begin to work. That we should go and make exploit in the new area we're posted to. So we never took it anything, but I thought it was just a normal prayer that he prayed for us. Then February, she started complaining of some issues that is pregnancy related. But this is a condition that she cannot take in again. A woman that is wombless. I was afraid. I thought it was other challenge. So I had to put a call to the father and to some of her.
You called the father?
Yes. Called the father and the elder sister to alert them that she's complaining of something now. And again, they just said, okay, let's watch. So it became an issue and a burden to me. But 2 months again, the issue progresses. And it was becoming like a semblance of a baby in her womb. So I asked her to go for examination. And when the investigation was conducted, I was there. We saw a baby running inside.
Inside where? Inside where?
I told the doctor the medical history. So the doctor said, because my NHIS is there, he said, no, we are not going to handle this on primary issues. It's not going to be a secondary, it's going to be a tertiary medical issue so that they can monitor her. And I said, no problem. And we all started that way. And 6 months, antenatal started. And all of a sudden, on the Wednesday of last month, on the 10th of last month, the doctor now called me a surgeon, that he needed a team of other surgeons to handle this peculiar case. And should I avail them the opportunity to go ahead? I said, no, they should go ahead. That is not, it shouldn't be a monetary challenge. So they summoned order, and they opened her up. They were going to the theater. It was on Wednesday, and I was going to the church. They asked me to donate the blood. I said, I have no blood to donate. that God will take care of her. Daddy said something that when you mind God's work, God minds your work. So I left her to the church, and after the church section, I called, and they said, "Thank your wife has delivered a bouncing baby boy with a weight of 4.5."
A weight of 4.5 kg. 1 kg above the upper limit. The upper limit is 3.5.
It wasn't a womb they saw. They saw a pouch that is film-like in structure that housed the baby for the 9 months.
Lessons from this video. 1. Prophetic declaration. Point 2. Alignment to my pastor. Psalm 133 verse 124.3. Service in God's house. Job 36 verse 11. Let's go to the next video.
We are here to testify God's goodness, mercy. We are married for almost 4 years now. The quest for baby began. We did all we could do. We went to hospitals. We did every test. She did all the tests. All she was fine and good. And she said, "I have to do." I said, "No, I'm okay." She said, "No, I have to do." I said, "No, I'm very okay. I know who I am." He pressurized. We went to the hospital, National Hospital. I did my test. The result came. They said I have a low sperm count. I told them that's not my result. Bluntly, the doctor was shocked. I said, "This is not my result. I know who I am, and I know where I'm coming from." We went to see our gynae. He said, "Okay, that the first test is not always the sure test, that we'll still go and try another one." He gave me he wrote some drugs for me to take to boost. I said, "No, I'm not taking any drug. The commission I'm connected with, I will not take any drug. The blood that I always take here is enough to boost my immune." So after a while, we went for the second test, and they said, that I'm very, very okay. That where did I do the first test? I told them. They said, "No, I'm very, except if I want to overboost it." Then I said, "No, I'm okay." Last year, we were opportune to meet with the mommy in the Lord in her office.
Can I ask you a question? Was there assisted reproduction, like IVF or
Nothing.
artificial insemination?
Nothing. We
like
did not do anything.
The word came.
Yes, that was last year, March. During healing and deliverance service, I came to church. I was sitting in overflow 4, and they brought two twins to testify, and one lady with a boy to testify. Almost 3 women came with children. So, and I saw that in a dream before coming to church. I told my husband I want to come to church and I want to be in front, but unfortunately I sat at overflow 4. So you made a declaration that said that for those trusting God for the fruit of the womb, God will give you double for your trouble. And I claim it. The ladies that sat beside me, I told her this is what I saw in the dream.
You saw it in the dream before coming?
Before coming. I was
a night before coming. She saw women who came to testify with twins.
Yes, sir. She saw,
and I made the declaration.
Yes, sir.
And I like that, and she saw it physically the next day.
Church the next morning.
She wanted to sit in front because she thought she would see the same thing.
Yes, sir.
And fortunately, you sat in overflow 4.
And outside that, after that, one of Wednesday midweek service, you preach about paying attention to testimonies, that somebody's testimony will bet your testimonies. And you say that you are going to make a book that will contain testimonies. So I key into the lady's testimony who went to the studio to dress like a pregnant woman and use the picture to pray over the picture, and God gave her a baby. So immediately I went home, I carried 2 clothes which I bought 2015. I kept them on the bed.
For the children.
I kept them on the bed. I told my husband that, you see these clothes, talk to them like your children. Why me? I will be talking to them. In the night, I don't sleep. I had the 2 clothes and I prayed. And God answered me.
Now listen, can you give the King of Kings a praise? Be upstanding.
Lessons from this video. 1. Prophetic declaration. 2. Believing the word of your pastor. To Chronicles 20 verse 20.3. Listening to other people's faith-building testimonies. Revelation 12 verse 11.4. Positive confession. 5. Prophetic actions.
I was trusting God for the fruits of the womb for the past 7 years. So on the 10th of September 2013, I was sitting here. Daddy now walked to me and said, the luggage the devil put in your womb, the Lord has uprooted. And I conceived that month, I didn't know. The next month, I went for a scan. Then told me my pregnancy is 6 weeks. I came to testify. After testifying, in 1 week time, I started bleeding again. Serious bleeding. I remember the testimony I shared. I said, this pregnancy will not come out. I will return because Daddy said I should go and come back with my testimony. So, till then, they placed me on bed for 6 months, bed rest. I decided to come to church first, healing and deliverance on Tuesday. Daddy now still bring me out and told me that what Jehovah has started, he must complete it. So on the 15th of May, I put to bed before 10 in the morning.
Lessons from her testimony.
I saw the power and the potency of the prophetic. Power and potency. And this is what I mean. The first time I saw them, power of God was moving everywhere and they were all brought out. And I looked in her direction straight and I said, that violent spirit husband, you remember now, that aggressive spirit husband leaves you today. And the power of God came upon her, and truly she talked about that very aggressive, violent spirit husband left her alone. Next, I was walking through the crowd as is usual, and in her direction, when I said that aggressive spirit husband is gone, I didn't know she was married. Not to talk of expecting fruit of the womb. I thought maybe it's a single lady. But when I stood in front of her in the middle there, I then was shown the luggage the devil put in her womb, which was literally obstructing pregnancy from coming. And I said, that luggage is removed now. What is the challenge with you? And she said, for how many years? And I said, that luggage is removed. And then she told the person intervening, yes, she couldn't be pregnant for 7 years. The luggage is removed now, take your child. And then she got pregnant.
Who checked on me in the morning and now said that my womb is like a 5-month pregnant woman. What they were suspecting is fibroid. But when I was taken into the theater room, they opened me up and now saw a different thing. My cervix has CIN1 cancer. My uterus was the one that enlarged up to that size of a 5-month pregnant woman. My left ovary borderline already established cancer. The doctor was talking to me because mine was, they injected me on my spinal cord. The doctor was talking to me and saying that I let this thing to go too far. My womb is bleeding excessively, that they need to cut it off. They now said I should call one of my family members to come in so that they will carry out the surgery. My younger sister came in. I was asking him, is there anything they can do to salvage the situation? He said no, that the bleeding cannot stop and the womb is already cancerous. What they saw, according to my younger sister, because she saw the contents in the bucket, it's too small fibroid. The womb is enlarged. My womb was removed.
It's okay.
My left ovary was removed. My cervix was removed.
Is there anything?
And I am still single, no marriage. Everything about me dashed.
Sorry that I'm cutting you short at this point. Is there anything to show that this was actually done?
Yes, I have my histology results.
Okay, let me help. This is the histology report.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, this is let me read it for you people. I'm sure it's showing on the screen. Received an entire uterus and cervix with a small fallopian tube and collapsed ovarian cyst, aggregate weight of 894 grams. The uterus is distorted by spherical masses, which is intramural multiple fibroid, was also seen in the... I don't fully understand this thing, but what I am seeing here is that the histology units got this. Yes. For tests, right?
Yes.
So, what they got was they got an entire uterus, that is an entire womb, and they got a cervix, they got a fallopian tube, and they got an ovarian collapsed ovarian cyst. So these are the things that was given to the histology unit.
Yes.
All right. So the report is showing on your screen. Continue, please.
And before I went into the theater, the doctor was talking to my younger sister. He said, your sister is always doing kadoshin and kabashin. That's the prayer. That I didn't come in on time for them to remove the fibroid until it has reached a stage that I have a cancer on my cervix, my womb, and my ovary. My sister now said, no. My sister is a prayer warrior, and I believe that what God cannot do for her does not exist. October 27th or 28th, a word came out from this altar from Papa that you went in for surgery. Everything that makes you a woman, the womb, the fallopian tube, cervix, were all removed. But hear me as I hear the Lord. Everything is restored. Go and check. I have so many work on my decks, planning for another exam, which is a private candidate examinations. I don't know how to take excuse again from the office. I was there, I received it, I believed it. After the prayers, I called my younger sister because she's my confidant. I explained to her, I say, I've received my word, I've received my healings, I've received back my womb. She now said, go and check. I told her, when I'm opportune, I will check. On Thursday, a lady testified. I said, no, this is my own testimony. On Friday, a lady testified again. That was when I said, no matter what is going to happen to me, I will leave this office and go for the scanning. And now make some inquiries from colleagues, friends. They now recommended a radiology hospital for me. I rushed there. When it was my time to go in, I went in with my bottle of water thinking that they are going to tell me to drink the water. I went in, but I was really pressed. Dr. Olaiton was the one that carried out the scanning himself. And in the process, somebody was at the outer room. He was reading out what he's saying to her. She was typing. He now mentioned uterus. He was calling the dimension of the uterus, this by this centimeter worth. I had to stop him. I said, no, sir, I don't think I have uterus. He now said, what am I seeing? He continued scanning. He cleaned me up, scan, and now ignored me. So when I went out, was waiting for my results, I saw uterus when it was handed over to me. I saw fallopian tube. I was scared. No. I now say, the person that handed the result to me, I asked him, can I please see Dr. Lighton? He said yes. I was talking to him, he was on call. Friends were waiting for him outside. I was talking. He ignored me. I now decided to leave. So before I went for my bag, pick up everything, he has already stepped out before me with his friends. When I was leaving, he now said, Madam, please come. What were you trying to tell me? I said, sir, my uterus was removed. My fallopian tube was removed. My cervix was removed. And now I'm having the result reading that I have uterus, fallopian tube. He now said, no, that your uterus is there. That was what he told me.
Lessons from her testimony. Prophetic declaration. Point 2. Faith in God. 3. Prayer. Let's get on to the last testimony.
I was here December last year to share the testimony in full. So there'll be no need for me to repeat it all.
Some were not there then.
Yes. It said, evidence is the end of all argument. On the 14th of December, my wife, after full 9 months conception, God helping us, she gave birth to this baby boy. Now, last month, February, we had the first baby dedication in our marriage, the same time with our 22nd wedding anniversary. That same month of February is also the birthday month of my wife. So the last Sunday of last month in Dunamis, Dagbana, where we worship, we had the Thanksgiving for my wife's birthday, our 22nd wedding anniversary, our baby dedication. But let me tell you this. Before this baby came, I told you last December that our daddy here brought us out and prayed for us on this altar 3 times and anointed us. Also, our pastor then, Pastor Tayo Anyila, who at a point was also believing God for fruit of the womb. Our mommy in the Lord gave the wife a baby cloth as a mantle. Eventually, they had twins. So the wife called us also, our pastor's wife, Pastor Tayo Anyila of our branch, now called us and also gave us that dress as a mantle. So we received it and added it to the prayer that Daddy has prayed for us. We continue to lay that dress on the bed. For the past 22 years also, I've been buying clothes and items for this baby. Glory be to God. Finally, the baby is here.
Lessons from this testimony.
Stand on your feet. The prophetic word works. I remember the first time I called him out and God revealed everything about him. Was it a night vigil? Tuesday and Healing and Deliverance service. And at the appointed time, God made all things beautiful. She delivered this baby 6 years after menopause. She has menstruated and menstruation has ended. No more menses. She has entered menopause. 6 plus 6 years. What are you talking about?
Only you can do what no man can do.
God is the same yesterday, today, and forever. What God can do with one, He can do with all. Your own testimony is next. Remain blessed. For more miraculous testimony, join our Telegram channel and click on the notification button.